Hello and welcome to the live stream for the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Filch, otherwise known as the final chapter in the Legacy Star Raiders completely. So if y'all haven't been checking out all of the Legacy Star Raiders stuff, I highly suggest you guys go and check that out at the main channel. Highly suggest y'all do it. So, yeah. So, once we get some more people, once we get some peoples in here, then we'll continue. Then we'll go. We'll continue from there. That being said, I haven't grabbed my non-sponsored drink, so give me just a moment. My non-commercialized sponsored drink. Non-sponsored drink. Excuse me. Oh, gotta grab my non-sponsored drink. You know, everybody has to have that one drink throughout the holidays. So. So, yeah. Just wrapped up filming for these guys not too long ago. For these two. So. Well, there goes the alarm to start the live stream. So nobody in the stream yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. We have one person in the stream. Now we can start unboxing this stuff. Anyways, point being is, how is everybody doing the week before Christmas, huh? This is genuinely the week before Christmas. Hope all y'all's doing wonderful. That being said, if you do stick around till the end of the chat, you guys do get shouted out at the end of the video if you comment. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If you guys do come to the live streams, you guys do get shouted out at the end of the video. If you do decide to comment and engage with me, it is the one fun thing that I do with these live streams that I don't see very many people doing tons with, but you know, so that. So yeah. So, geez, this is a little more complicated than Air Razor. And this is an Air Razor mold. Wow, I borderline feel like they didn't do much to change the head sculpt. Jeez, man. I feel like Hasbro just got lazy with certain figures. This one might have been one of them. So, I don't know. But we'll find out. So, there's that. And then because this is the Air Razor molds, I don't really need instructions or a licensing piece of paper telling me, oh yeah, don't call this thing by its licensed name. So. Alright, so there's this. Okay. This looks really strange. So, this is a Cyberverse character from what I understand, and, I didn't watch Cyberverse. Is it Cyberverse or RID? From what I understand, it's Cyberverse character. I genuinely don't know if that's true or not. So, someone please tell me in the comments below if this is Cyberverse or if this is RID. Because if it's RID, that's great. I'll keep it. But I don't really care that much for certain other ones. So yeah. Once again, got to take a sip of that sponsored, non-sponsored drink. Delicious. So, anyways, so this is Filch. This is weird. I'm not saying this is a bad character. I just think it's weird. I just think it's weird. So I'm gonna assume these go under the wings like this. I'm gonna assume. One can only assume because I feel like they packaged this thing so incorrectly. And not to mention, they mistransformed it. So, yeah, I'm not... Hasbro, you guys, like, sending us a mistransformed figure right out the box. Not your best move there, guys. Not your best move. There we go. And then that one goes like that. There we go. Sorry, this backpack is bugging me. So, and then it closes in like that. There we go. Okay, so here you have Filch. Hooray. So, suppose we'll just now get into transforming it. So, I seriously feel like whenever there's a bird mold that's going to come out here in the next few years, they're just going to reuse this skeleton, and they're just going to tell everybody, yeah, get used to it. We're going to redo everything that is a bird mold in this form. I'm like, could you guys just not and come up with an original mold? But then, of course, that would cost money, so, you know. Then they wouldn't do it unless you paid, like, an extremely ridiculous price for it. So, that's Hasbro for you, though. So, alright. This is all on a double hinge, if I remember correctly. Yeah. There. That goes like that. Then this... by no stretch of the imagination. Okay. There we go. And that closes in and locks all that up together. This folds inward. That folds in. And then, if I'm not mistaken, supposed to fold. No, not supposed to rotate the waist. You don't do that. You don't do that, Thomas 101. You just don't. Because then this rotates around like that, folds around like this. Then that. Interesting. I feel like I'm not doing this incorrectly, but I also feel like I'm not doing it correctly either. So I'll rotate this around, and then we'll... that's where I screwed up. I did screw up because I was supposed to rotate the waist, and I didn't. I double guessed myself. Don't ever double guess yourself. What is up, Ryan Fisher Productions? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Ryan Fisher Productions. Ugh, so... but, yeah, there we go. Finally. Alright, so now that we have Filch all ready and done, now... here we go. So, what is up, Solid Snake? How you doing? How you doing? Hopefully you ain't dying too much over there with all them crazy covert op missions you doing. For anybody who doesn't know, so I'm referencing a video game. Yeah. I keep telling people, if you show up to the stream, you get shouted out at the end. So, let's just throw this dude in there just for fun, just for funsies. What's with the drones? Which drones? What do you mean by drones? Oh, wait a minute. I think I figured out what you got there now. I think I figured out what you got. I apologize. Took me a second. Took me a second. I totally get that. What is with those things, man? What is with those things? They keep busting them covert ops, man. So, oh, the drones they showed on the news. I have no clue. I have no clue what's going on with that. Um, but from what I understand is they're spy drones and they're trying to gather intel on American people, from what I understand. But I also don't work for the military, so I do not take what I'm saying as 100% fact because it is 100% not fact. I do not know for a fact that these are spy drones that people are using them, and they're using the military are using them to spy on United States citizens. However, I also have a feeling that these drones are also spying on illegal aliens. However, there's more to that story than continues to go with it, but I refuse to go any further into that topic because I do not know anything about it. I'm just gonna leave it be. So, yeah. So, however, if they're gonna design more drones, why can't they design them like this? So, or design them like, actual things that would look like something badass coming through the door. What is up, Devin Poon? Big fan Transformers. How you doing? How you doing? What'd you get today? You got so many stuff. What did you get? I'm curious now. What'd you get, Transformers fan? What'd you get? So you got Groove, you got Shard. Which version of Groove did you get? Ooh, you got Boulder Crash. That's a good one. Is today your birthday or something? I'm not trying to be mean or say something rude or be inconsiderate here. I'm just curious. Is this a birthday or something that you got all this stuff with? However, I gotta say, all of those figures are amazing. So, did I watch Transformers 1? I did watch Transformers 1. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was not so hooked on this Optimus Prime, I would be a little bit more. It's your birthday today. Is it your birthday today? That big Transformers fan? Is it or Transformers fan? Is it your birthday today? I'm very curious because if it is, that'd be pretty freaking cool. But um, but no, if I wasn't such a stickler for G1 and loving G1, like I'm gonna be clear with you guys here. If none of you guys have seen the G1 Transformers television show, then you have no idea what you're missing out on. But if you haven't seen the Transformers TV show, this is where I'm going to tell you this right now, and it's going to be the one time I tell you this. Don't watch it. Okay? Don't watch it just yet. Go watch Transformers 1, then go watch Transformers 1. That will save you a few things that it will save you a few heartaches and pains, okay? Then after that, I urge you to go watch the Transformers the movie. Go watch the 1986 Transformers movie. Go watch that, then you'll have a deeper appreciation for the movie. So I do agree with you. It was really good. However, to me, it was frustrating because they changed the origins of Optimus Prime and Megatron to suit a different narrative. Now, I'm not saying that the narrative was forced. I'm saying it just suited a different narrative than what we were all told. So I think it's a really, really good movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie at all. I think it's amazing. I think the products are for it are amazing. I think it's all just perfect. My one issue with it is if you are a G1 fan, don't go watch it until if you're a G1 fan, watch it, but watch it with the intention of knowing this is supposed to be a rewritten history. Don't sit there and go, "Oh, it sucks," or "Oh, it's this," or "Oh, it's that." Watch it. Yeah, I was gonna start at 5 p.m. and technically I did start at 5 p.m., but because it was I have to get stuff thrown out there in certain social media groups and it takes a minute for things to post. So sometimes that happens, so I have to start a few minutes early. This time I started 7 minutes early, so it's no big deal. Like 5 to 6 minutes earlier. So What's the strongest Transformer? Well, Transformers fan right there kind of already answered that here, Solid Snake. But if I'm going to be honest with you, if we're talking just regular old bots like these ones right here, I'm just going to say right now, you can't get better than the OG Optimus Prime. You just can't get better than OG Optimus Prime. And and only Optimus Prime is rivaled by Megatron. So gotta think with all of that. But um, as for like the strongest Transformer out there possible, I'm gonna have to agree with Transformers fan there. I'm gonna have to agree with him. I'm gonna have to agree with Big Poon there. He or Devin Poon. He is correct. Primus is practically like the god of all Transformers. So I gotta say, if you're gonna go up against a god, better. In the words of Eminem, why be a king when you can be a god? So, yeah. Oh, this isn't Cyclonus. This is Ferric. However, like Cyclonies, the Cyclonies are pretty cool, but I gotta say, if you're gonna go for a really good Cyclonus mold, this is a good one right here. It's like readily available, and it's just perfect. So, Unicron, no. I'm going to tell you right now, Unicron is not the strongest Transformer, and the reason why he is not the strongest Transformer is because if he can be killed by one tiny little thing that sits inside the chest of one Transformer, then why on earth were they not going after him, like, from the start? From the freaking start. Going to go, oh, jeez, don't want to lose the Matrix of Leadership, that'd be bad. But the point is if Unicron can be defeated by this, I don't think he's the most powerful Transformer. I think if anything he's the weakest Transformer because his Achilles heel is anybody who carries this around with them. Seriously. And even then, it still wasn't that big of a deal because it has to be a true Autobot or the true leader of the Autobots, the true heir to Primus, the true this, that, and the other thing. So, unless you are not one of these guys, it's ineffective. So, yeah. It just frustrates me that they literally just, like... Yeah. That one frustrated me a little bit. So, did I like Beast Wars? I did like Beast Wars. I loved Beast Wars. Beast Wars was an amazing television show. Now, I'm going to be very clear. I did not start watching Beast Wars until, what's one Transformer that can control time? There's a couple of them, but the one that you're most likely referring to is Transformers: The Last Night, Hot Rod. So he can stop the time or slow down the time in a time bubble that his gun produces, but after a while it wears off and he can't do anything. So I'm not saying that that's most likely the one that you're referring to. However, the one that I'm going to choose to tell you is Vector Prime. He can slip through time and space like literally within an instant. And that being said, if you haven't heard of Vector Prime and you don't know what he can do, I highly suggest you download the app Tubi because I'm talking about he has a really, really big ship. A really big ship. I got nothing. I got nothing because there's only like 3 that I know of that can do that, and the third one I don't remember its name. However, I'm sure there's multiple different Transformers that can stop time or can play with time. So, but Vector Prime is yeah, he turns into a gigantic ship, but that'd be Vector Prime. I never mind it is yeah, I was gonna say it's Vector Prime. So anyways, but point being is Vector Prime is one of the coolest Transformers, at least in Transformers Cybertron. To which being said, if you guys don't know or have not seen the television show, I highly suggest you download the app Tubi. Granted, you're gonna have to watch ads. It's basically like watching cable television. But point being is that you can watch it for free on Tubi. Groove, I bought it for my brother. Hey, that's nice, man. Good for you. That's a good. That's a good brother move right there. That was a good thing to get for you to do. So now I gotta say, one Transformer I'm really, really, really hoping shows up at Ross this year. And if it don't show up at Ross, I'm literally calling Hasbro out on this crap. Hey, what's up, Marvelous Ball? But seriously, if this does not show up at Ross, I will be very angry. Legacy Evolution's Beachcomber. What the hell happened to that thing? It was like, oh yeah, it's online. Poof. Like, poof. It's gone. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, nobody can get it unless you go to a different country to go get it. So yeah, have a good time with that. See you later. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, Hasbro? What the hell is wrong with you in that sense? I seriously would like them to do this, at least for us, because they're willing and they're capable of re-releasing figures from Studio Series and Legacy and all of that nature. Like, for example, this next wave of Legacy figures, there's two. There's two reissues. There's two reissues. The two reissues being Cosmos from the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection and the Galaxy Shuttle from the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. So it's like they literally were just like, oh, we can do it, but we may or may not. So I really want them to re-release Beachcomber in Age of the Primes. Wave 2, there had better be fucking Beachcomber. I will be pissed if I cannot get a hold of that Beachcomber again. Because if you literally go online right now, you cannot find it for less than $100. I have yet to find it for under $100. And that's having to find it within the country. What's a really good brand of Transformers? Well, that depends. Which one are you more looking into? Because there are several brands of Transformers. There's well, I mean, okay. When I say brands, there's a very loose reference. Now, I'm going to have to explain this, and I can't explain this to anybody who's in the chat because usually how this works is there's usually a main line. There's usually a main line, which is usually something like this. Usually something like Legacy or what's about to come through with Age of the Primes. Prior to that, we had Legacy and Legacy Evolutions. Prior to that, we had Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom. And prior to that, we had Power of the Primes, Titans Return. No, we had Titans Return. Or no, Combiner Wars, Titans Return, and Power of the Primes. So that's typical mainline Generation 1. And/or mainline weirdness right here. Movie line would be Studio Series. Like this. This is mainline Studio Series. This is mainline movie Studio Series where you get your movie bots, you get everything of the nature, okay? Now, they have two sublines for that. Prime Wars the Prime Wars trilogy was trash. Well, correction. The Prime Wars trilogy, the toys were trash. I still only have two, and they were the only two that were really good. Which was Titans Return Alpha Trion and Titans Return Blur. Those were the only two that I really managed to pick up and keep in because all the rest of them sucked. But usually when you have a movie mainline, it's something like this. Now, the two sublines for the Studio Series line are Studio Series 86, where you can buy your Transformers the movie toys from the Generation 1 movie and or cartoon in a more updated engineering and in a bit more of an accurate color scheme. So like, for example, this guy, Studio Series 86, 100% I would recommend someone go buy this. So yeah, I would 100% recommend people go buy that. And once again, time to take a sip of our sponsored, non-sponsored drink. I will get some tape made so I can cover up all the cans. But point being is you have that. That's the secondary. That's the first subline. Now the secondary subline for Studio Series is Gamer Edition. Yeah, Marvelous Ball literally just said it right as I was going to explain. They have Gamer Edition, and with Gamer Edition, it's basically anything and everything from the video games that's ever come out. And they started this off very, very well. Like, I'm going to be honest. They started it off very well with with the Fall of Cybertron stuff. Follow or War for Cybertron and Follow Cybertron. Right now, I think we're on Ratchet with that. But they also are including the new one, the new video game that's supposed to come out next year, later, like in the middle of next year. Allegedly, it's supposed to come out the middle of next year. However, I'm waiting for Toy Fair, and I'm waiting for I'm also waiting I'm waiting for like some form of toy, like a Toy Con, or I'm waiting for some form of like Pulse Stream, something of the nature to announce more. But they are announcing more Transformers figures in the Gamer Edition with Transformers Devastation. They're working on doing the original Transformers video games from the 80s. They're trying. They're really trying right now. So the only problem I have with the Gamer Edition stuff is that the quality of it suffers way worse than these lines combined. Like seriously, my issue with it is just I just do well. Reactivate is never going to come. Yes, it is. It is going to come out because they've announced the release date for it, but they have said that they're intensely working on it. Not to mention, if they're going to release Reactivate Bumblebee and they've slated Optimus Prime and Starscream for this year, then I'm fairly certain that that game's gonna get released. So I have high hopes for it. However, if you know, you gotta have high hopes for a living. Um, you gotta have high hopes for that. You gotta have higher hopes for that. Than with what's going on currently with it. So I have hopes for it that it's going to come out and it's going to do very well. I just have a feeling that as soon as it comes out, it's immediately going to have issues. So, but yeah, so I can't complain about that mostly. Or I can't complain about it mostly, but because there's not much to know. So there's not much to know about it. Anyways, there's that. And then with Transformers Devastation, Combiner Wars is rough, but oh yeah, dude, 100. I think if we're gonna talk terrible Transformer figures that you should just never go out and purchase unless you want a good laugh, I think the worst one, reigning supreme, would be Transformers. It's either Armada or Energon. No, it's Armada. Armada Sideswipe. That is the worst Transformer I have ever had the misfortune to fiddle with. It is the worst. Now, Generation 2. Generation 2 gets a lot of flack because it was oh, let's just grab everything from G1, slap a few molds together and call it the way. Call it. Well, Hotspot it wasn't a bad figure, but Hot Shot, or Sideswipe, or Sideswipe, excuse me, not Hot Shot, blah, Sideswipe. It was Sideswipe, the Armada Sideswipe. It was awful. So, but yeah, Hotspot's a good figure. I'm not gonna lie on that one. So, but I think G2 gets a very bad rap for the things that they did with it. And I just okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. Generation 2, yes, it was a bunch of nothing. However, the thing that I think a lot of people don't give Generation 2 very much credit for was all of the designs and concepts that they had for it. Hey, what's up, Skibbity Jacket? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So yeah. I do agree with you. The neon puke colors, I totally agree with you on that. However, this was the 90s. These were the colors of the time. If you go into the 90s and you look at all of the colors that they were using for like carpets, and they were looking at, things for toys and games and things of that nature, they were using neon colors. It was the end of the 80s and the early 90s. They were using that neon up just so much that they could get rid of it. So, what does Hotspot do? That depends. Which one are you? Because I only know of one. And Hotspot in this one, if I'm not mistaken, in Transformers Cybertron is just one of the. They really should have made a new cartoon for G2 instead of repackaging the. I agree with you. They had for a cartoon. In fact, they had so much in plans that it was supposedly going to look something like Beast Wars. So, but my guess is that the technology was too like it was just not there yet. It was just not quite there yet until the Canadian company did that. So, like, until the Canadian company produced Beast Wars. So, yeah, well, okay. I'm gonna assume you have Laser Cycle, and when you say you have Laser Cycle, I'm going to assume you have the Walmart white repaint of the RC mold, or not even the white repaint of the RC mold, the white repaint of the Road Rocket mold. So I'm going to assume that's what you're referring to there, Solid Snake. So speaking of forgotten Transformers things, what are your thoughts about Machine Wars? Um, well, I was really looking forward to it, but also at the same time, it was kind of before my time. I think. I'm not 100% certain on that. And because I don't have a secondary thing to look it up and fact check myself right this current moment, actually I kind of do, but I just don't feel like bringing it down. But point being is I don't remember much about Machine Wars other than the fact that it was supposed to be a comic book series from what I remembered, although I could be 100% wrong. So please, once again, as I keep saying throughout this video, don't take everything I say for fact and 100% true. So, if I'm not mistaken, Machine Wars was supposed to be a comic book that never happened. Not 100% certain on that, but I'm not sure. So, yes, I have Toxitron, I have Laser Prime, I have Cloud Cover, I have Road Pig. I did have Mirage, Sideswipe, and Laser Cycle as well. I did have them, but I got rid of them because I just didn't care. So Toxitron, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Toxitron's a good figure to have the recolor of. It's not a bad figure at all. I quite do dig that figure. It's a wonderful figure to have. So yeah, you guys got good stuff. Yeah, this is some pretty good stuff we're talking about here. So you know, that being said, don't forget to subscribe because the review for this one's coming out. Is gonna be coming out probably next week. Probably next week. Maybe Christmas Day. This might be the Christmas review. So I'm trying to think. I'm going to do a Christmas Eve live stream, so you guys can tune in if you would like to before the hours of Santa Claus showing up and flying down your chimney, drinking your boozy eggnog and eating your snickerdoodles. I can totally get on board with that. So, but yeah. So don't forget to do that. So, and that being said, kids, I can guarantee you, and please, kids, don't drink until you're 21. If there are kids watching, don't drink until you're 21. And another question, thoughts about Beast Machines? Oh, fuck Beast Machines. Okay, I'm gonna say this very quickly, but at the same time, I'm gonna end the first thought that I had there with Santa Claus. I think Santa would personally love. I think Santa would personally love some bourbon in his eggnog, and I think he would definitely like a snickerdoodle cookie on his way out the door. I think he would appreciate that a lot more than a glass of milk and some cookies. And a few chocolate chip cookies. But point being, don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's what we do in my house. But point being, so I did not like Beast Machines at all. I tried to watch like the first. I think I got to episode 4 before I was like, this is even more stupid than I thought it was. This is even more stupid than I thought it was. This is more dumb than I thought it was going to be. This is just not a good show. This is bad. Like, repulsingly bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Beast Machines has its place. It has its place for the show that it is. But if you're gonna do a show or a second or basically if you're gonna do Beast Wars, number 2 or Beast Wars season 5, I can't. I just can't. So I just could not. So Not okay. So now back onto the other question of the Transformers lines as well, because we've got a couple other ones that we can talk about too, which are the crossover series, which in recent days they have released the GI Joe Soundwave with Zartan and Zarin at Ross. So if you guys do want to go get that, you can do that. They killed all the momentum when they yes and no. I think they killed the majority of the momentum that they had with it because of the idea of, oh, they turn into beasts. They turn into wild animals. And then they also turn into jets, cars, motorcycles. What the fuck is this supposed to accomplish? Why wouldn't you just turn into a jet, a car, or motorcycle to begin with instead of turning into a rat and then a rat that looks like it's sitting in a fucking wheelchair? That's what I don't like. So, but anyways, you have a good rest of your night there, Transformers fan. I will shout you out at the end of the video, I promise. So, oh, got a crick in your neck there. Got a crick in your neck. So, but yeah. So that's how I feel about it. It just it's the crossover series is quite nice. They also, if you are looking for a good crossover figure, they wide released the Party Wallop. They released that to Walmart. I think the only place that you could get. Oh, yep. See you later, there, Transformers fan. Bye bye. Bye bye. Have a good rest of your night, man. I appreciate you tuning in for the stream. I truly do. So, but they did Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then they did Ghostbusters. They did one for Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then they did one for just regular old Ghostbusters. So I have the Ghostbusters Afterlife one, which comes with a comic that is published by IDW Comics producers. Aren't they releasing a Sonic crossover or something? Yes, they are. They are releasing a crossover. They're actually releasing two Sonic crossover figures. They are releasing Sonic and they are releasing Tails. Tails turns into his signature airplane, and Sonic turns into like some sort of speedy looking Porsche. So I don't know what molds they're reusing for this, or if they're using or if there's original molds. I don't know what they're doing, but I would like to personally see them do Shadow, Sonic and Shadow. I'd like to see a a Shadow Transformer. I'd also like to see a Dr. Robotnik Transformer. I think it'd be pretty freaking cool. So so that's just me personally. You don't have to think that if you don't want to. I'd like to see Knuckles. The only thing that I have a quick question for that would be is what would Knuckles transform into? Because we know Robotnik would turn into one of his drones. We know Sonic would turn into we know Sonic turns into his car. We know Tails turns into his airplane. We know Shadow would turn into a motorcycle. He just has to. And then Dr. Robotnik would be one of his drones. What would Knuckles turn into? I'm curious. I'm not good at building them. What's an easy brand to transform? I can give you the easiest, which would be well, my level of easy versus your level of easy are probably two different easies. So, if you're referring to something that is very not too difficult to do, like you don't have to put too much effort and thought into it, just go get yourself a one-step changer. Those things are very easy. Just that sometimes you just flip them around, like flip them over once, and then oh look at that, it's transformed. So I would recommend that if you're looking for something like that. If you're looking for something that's a little easier, they do have the deluxe classes are good for that as well. They're good for learning. So another good figures for learning are the armorizers slash battle masters slash whatever the hell those things are called. But yeah, so but yeah, those are very easy to do. I mean, they're not very difficult. Not to mention, you can go online and not to mention, firstly, you gotta sub to the channel because we do transformation videos for all of these. We've done all of these guys. And the most recent one that I did was actually these two today. So, yeah. But, yeah, deluxe classes would definitely be a good place to start. I would not suggest going and jumping right into the Studio series because they are a little bit of a higher quality plastic and paint. So, oh, you need help with Toxitron? Well, give me just a second. I have Toxitron. We'll do this. We'll do this, and I'll help you out live. Give me just a second. Wasn't lying. I do have Toxitron. I'll help you out here, man. I'll help you out real quick. So, Toxitron is one of those figures that Hasbro was like, "Hey, we have this mold. What other figure did this mold use?" And then they were like, "Okay, well, we can use Toxitron. We've got 2000s RID Scourge. We've got Laser Prime." And then they just kept on reusing this mold for almost ever. For like, there's 2 crossover figures that are coming out with this mold. One of them being, it's a Godzilla. It's a Godzilla one where it's one of the trucks, one of the fuel tanker trucks, or one of the nuclear radiation trucks, I think. I don't know, but there's that. And then they also redid this in Target, so it's Target Prime. It's basically shaped like a truck that is carrying a load of Target stuff. However, the one thing I'm very frustrated with is why did they not give this Amazon to why did they not give this to Amazon? Why can't we have Amazon Prime? Come on. All right, so transform him. It is very, very simple and easy, and I'll walk you through it. I'm going to fold the feet in just like this. Just like this. Going to snap them together so that way they clip in together just like this. Then you're going to bring the waist up like this. Or, let me see here. No, you don't want to do that just yet. Come into the back here. Take this panel, fold it all the way back like so. Then we'll take the shoulders, kind of get them out of the way a little bit here. Get the shoulders out of the way. Then we're going to come to these arms here, and we're going to bring them out, swing them out on the shoulders. Bring these bits down again here. And then we're going to come to this bit, open this up. And then you're going to come to these inside sections. You're going to bend all this forward, or all this back. Take these sections. We're going to swing them out, like so. You're going to fold the head all the way back. Once that's done so, you're going to take this, you're going to bend it in, like so. Fold that up, and then fold it around like that, so everything looks like this. This figure is not the worst, but it's not my favorite to deal with. It's not the worst. It definitely is not the worst. I promise you it is not the worst figure. Take all of the stuff, bring this in. It's going to snap together up here. It's supposed to. Oh. Maybe I'm supposed to do this. Yeah. Rotate the waist. My bad. Rotate the waist first. And then it's supposed to just kind of clip in at the top here. Make sure this head is folded back. Make sure these bits fold right like so. Then you're going to take the arms, kind of bring them all the way underneath the cab section here. Like so. Just kind of make sure all of this stays put. We'll make sure these bits are folded down. And then we can bring this out and clip that in. And then this will clip in over a little tab. It's very, 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 very tiny. But you can definitely see it. So I did have a Masterpiece figure, but the problem that I have with Masterpiece figures is that they are extremely over-engineered now. So, like, and not to mention they're overpriced. I can get the same quality of a Masterpiece figure in Studio Series 86 than I can get in buying a $500 Masterpiece Prime. I just can't even justify spending $500, let alone over $100 on a transformer. That's how cheap I am with some stuff. So, after that, take the arms, take the hands, fold them all the way in on themselves like that. And then just kind of want to rotate them around and straighten them out. Just kind of do exactly what I'm doing here. Fold those hands in. And then rotate that around. And then fold it around like so. And then this splits here. I think this is supposed to go... They're supposed to go in the trailer, but there are some spots on here that you're supposedly able to tab this in, although I don't know where they are. But that's how you do Toxitron. And Toxitron and vice versa, Laser Prime and Scourge. So, yes. So, I did have one Masterpiece figure. It was gifted to me, and then I had to get rid of it and sell it because I needed money for a convention, so... They released Laser Prime molds so much. It's a great mold. Okay, it was a great mold until we hit Target Prime and Crossover Godzilla. That's where I'm like, okay, I think 5 times is a little too much. I'm slow in the head and not good at this. It's okay. Just tell me where I lost you at, and if this is too confusing for you, and maybe not too confusing, or maybe if you are a little bit slow at this, why don't you subscribe to the channel? Because I do have a review for this guy where you can 100% go and watch it, and I do go over it step by step. A little bit slower than what I just did on camera for you here. So it's okay. It's okay. Do not worry about it. So I'm just giving you the best way that I can tell you how to do this is to subscribe to the channel and go check out the review that I do have for this guy, because his review is quite lengthy and interesting and cool. So, yeah. So, don't worry. I was a slow learner when it came to this dude. I was very slow when it came to this dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, I was looking at this guy going like, look, you know those memes of the monkeys that are, some of them are supposed to be hard. Back in the day, they used to actually have, and I don't know if they still have it on here, but back in the day, on the back of the packaging, it used to actually tell you what age what age level it would have been, like, for you to figure this out. Like, for example, when I say easy, the deluxe classes were back into like from 2000, like I want to say 2004 all the way up to like 2013 was right when they stopped doing that. They used to have like a little there used to be like a little indicator on here, and the bigger the figure you got, the more complicated it became. So, like, for example, this is not obviously on the packaging, but there was like a little ranking indicator on the packaging where it did say, like, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, levels, and I think the most it went to was a level 6. So, um, but when you look at these things now, they just tell you, yeah, if you're not 8 years old, or if you're not 8 years old or older, then you don't know what you're doing or what you're going to do. So it comes with and instructions, but it's too confusing to understand. Don't worry, man. The instructions can be confusing because sometimes I feel like Hasbro types in Braille and then sends that to their instruction department and said, okay, translate that into engineering now. So, yeah. Ooh, my favorite characters. That's a rough one. That's a really rough one. Because I've got so many favorite characters, but jeez. You got me there. You really got me there, Marvelous Ball. You really got me there. But man, favorite characters, crap. Character or characters. Jeez. If I had to choose one, and this is going to be a controversial one, is Rodimus Prime. Okay? I do like Rodimus Prime. That character kind of speaks to me. So, oh, thank you, Marvelous Ball. You do realize I shout you out in almost every single video to you. So, oh, you stun locked. Sorry, I misread that. I read subscribed. You kind of did stun lock me a little bit, but I have to say if I'm gonna throw one figure out there that I absolutely like, if I can find it in any manner of respect and keep it in a good way, it's got to be Rodimus Prime for me. And my reasons for it are simply because he was thrown into the leadership position for no reason whatsoever. Like, seriously, he was thrown into the leadership position on a fluke. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, the leader of the Autobots was supposed to be Ultra Magnus. Well, Optimus Prime dropped the Matrix in his final moments of death, and Rodimus Prime, or Hot Rod, picked it up. So, thus, the Matrix chose him because, something of that importance definitely would need to be kept. So, yeah. Hey, what's up, Gabriel Gamer? What is up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I totally appreciate it when everybody comes in. So, uh, but anyways, so the point being is they used to have levels of indication of all that. So, but anyways, I like Rodimus Prime because he was thrust into the leadership position for literally no reason whatsoever. And he had to just basically accept it, roll with it, and go with it until the end of the movie. Or maybe not to the end of the movie, almost to the end of the season, of the next season. So that's something that I truly have to commend the writers for or Bob Budiansky. I give him total credit. At least I think it was him who came up with the character profile for Hot Rod slash Rodimus Prime. So I think that's who did it. I just don't 100% know off the top of my head. I think it is though. So, but point being is they wrote his character like I don't like being the leader of the Autobots, but I don't have any choice. So top three for me: Soundwave, RC, and Prowl. Dude, when I subscribed to your channel in November, I thought the Optimus G1 was from YOLO Park. Yeah, this is the Studio Series 86 version. This is totally the Studio Series 86 version. It's okay, man. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I totally understand you. It's okay, man. It's okay. The YOLO Park one is a very acceptable Optimus Prime. It is a very, very, very acceptable Optimus Prime. It is not a bad Prime in the slightest. I'm not bashing you for that at all. So that is okay, man. I totally understand. They look very, very similar. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's okay, man, too. Because when people were showing the promo images for this guy, remember this guy was sitting there playing on a piano, and they were like they had him like sitting there playing on a piano or something like that, and it was this version of Optimus Prime. You know, I thought that was a digibash. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought that was a digibash. So so but yeah, it's not number 86, but it is Studio Series 86, man. It is Studio Series 86. You are correct. You are 100% correct on that. So I was gonna say we'll keep this going for another maybe 15 or so minutes, maybe another 20 minutes. I don't know. We'll see how things are going. We'll see how we doing here in another 10, 15 minutes or so. And if there is nothing there, then if there is nothing that's going on, then we shall we shall end the stream. But point being is I'm very, very, very stoked that to finally have the Star Raiders completed here. So I used to have the NASCAR ones. Oh, there's three of those ones actually. Well, I mean technically there's like seven or eight of them if you really want to get technical, but um no, the NASCAR ones, they had three of them from the movies. They had Roadbuster, Leadfoot, and Topspin. So those three characters, Roadbuster is the green one, Leadfoot is the red one, and Topspin is the blue one. I happen to have all of them. I just don't have Studio Series Leadfoot because I just didn't give two shits to buy it. And because I thought the original Dark of the Moon version looked way better. I'm not even gonna lie. I liked the original Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Leadfoot way better than the Studio Series version. You can fight me on this. I like it better. So, I'm not saying it's a bad character or a bad figure. I'm just saying I think that one looks better. So, thank you very much there, Solid Snake. I appreciate you subbing. I really do appreciate that. But seriously, if you do want to go check out more on my channel, this guy's review is there. All the reviews for all these guys will be there, or are there and will be there. So, please definitely go browse, man. I got tons of stuff for pretty much the majority of the figures that have come out within the last 6 to 7 years. So yeah, I really like RC and Prime standout character. I'm not gonna lie, she was probably like the second main character of this show, of that show. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm also not gonna lie as well. I didn't watch very much Transformers Prime. I may have watched like 7 or 8 episodes total. In total, fully, I've only watched about 7 or 8 episodes fully in total of Transformers Prime. I'm not saying it's a bad show, okay? I'm not saying it's a bad show. It's a wonderful show. I highly recommend you guys go watch it because I did watch the secondary show to that, which was which was Robots in Disguise. 2015 Robots in Disguise. That was a good show. Not even gonna lie. Where they actually put the one person we thought should have been the leader of the Autobots after Optimus Prime passed away, you know, Bumblebee. He was the logical next step to be the leader of the Autobots. Logical next step. He's in everything. He's always, Prime's right-hand man in every television show and every comic book. At least at least from the point of up until about, 2007 when he was the main dude. And that's the only reason you know what Transformers is because of Bumblebee. But no, so yeah. All right, it looks like we're starting to dwindle down here, so we may end the stream here sooner than I had thought. However, it is Sunday, so people got that Sunday dinner going on. They also got relatives. They got to get kids ready for bed, got to get up for school this week. Because by the way, if you are in school this week, the end of the week, if I'm not mistaken, at least in the state of Utah, the end of the week is winter vacation. And also one of those days is my birthday. So I'm very excited. So I had the blue NASCAR. You had Topspin. That was a good one. That's a good one. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a good one. I have work tomorrow. I understand. I don't have to work because I quit my job. Not to do this, but he had guns on the front of the hood. Yeah, he had the Dark of the Moon Topspin has the original Dark of the Moon Topspin has 4 guns, including his mech tech weapon. He has two on the front, two on the rear, and he has a peg on the top for his mech tech weapon, which turns into a gun that turns into a claw. So that would be one for you. That's definitely one for that. So, but yeah, I quit my job not to do this full time. I ended up doing this just to pass the time this month, but I've got things to do, places to go, and I just can't. My job just they kept changing rules to it, and I'm not gonna adhere to all the rules that they told me to adhere to. It just did not. It just did not make sense to me. So, and for those of you who do not know, I did used to work for DoorDash. So, yeah. And their rules and policies and everything just kept changing. And I couldn't keep up with how much they wanted me to work. And I just quit. I quit doing it. So, Skybite's a good figure. He definitely is a good figure. I don't have Skybite, however. That is the one character I regret to inform everybody I don't have. If I were to receive it, then that'd be awesome. Or if I were to receive it for Christmas, though, that would be pretty freaking cool. I'm not even gonna lie. That would be pretty freaking cool. So I'm gonna rewatch Transformers 1 this week. Yeah, I'll probably watch it, maybe rewatch it later tonight or tomorrow, but I just don't. To me, that movie, it's frustratingly good. So like I said earlier in the stream, I think that movie is frustratingly good. Like, I like it because it's a definite fresh new take on it. If Transformers were to be done in that style continuously from this point on, I would 100% watch it. 100% watch it all day, every day, no problem whatsoever. However, what I find frustrating about it is that they changed the narrative of Optimus Prime and Megatron's friendship from what it was in the comics and the aligned continuity. It frustrates me because that's not what it was in either one of the aligned continuity or the Generation 1 continuity. It wasn't any of that. That's what frustrated me. Not to mention, the Matrix just randomly appears to him. Just randomly appears. That's another thing I'm like, okay, the Matrix was an artifact and it was supposed to be bestowed to the next Prime. So yeah, I understand why it disintegrated, but it just frustrates the shit out of me that they changed the narrative of Optimus Prime and Megatron's friendship to now they're minors. Optimus Prime is the more rebellious one because he wants to know everything about the past, everything of that nature, and it frustrated me. It was frustratingly good. How come all of these different names of Transformers they are not in movies or shows? Well, which ones are you referring to? Also, Sentinel Prime deserved it. Yes, he did. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you, Marvelous Ball. He 100% fucking deserved everything D16 gave him. This is the one time where I really 100% side with the enemy. However, I do not side with the bad guy up to what he did after he killed Sentinel Prime. If it was just to have killed Sentinel Prime and called it a day, I would have been like, you know what? That's the person I would follow into the next generation, into the next millennium. I would follow that person to the day I die, right? But unfortunately, what frustrates me about that is that yes, they won. Yes, they could have stopped Sentinel Prime the way they did, but that wasn't going to stop Sentinel Prime from coming back. It wasn't going to stop him from it wasn't really going to stop him. So, in order to stop a problem, you have to stop the problem. So, if I was in D16's shoes, I 100% would have done what he did. I agree with what he did. So, it was a permanent stop. If you don't permanently stop something and it's a continuous issue over and over and over again, you're no longer part of the solution, you're becoming part of the problem. So if you're not going to actively do something to stop the problem, then you are no use to anybody whatsoever. You need to stop your actions, see what you're doing, assess what the other person is doing, then you need to understand what you're doing and what you're going to do in order to stop this peacefully the first two times. If you can figure out a way to stop that the first two times, then you're good. But if you get to time number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you're no longer doing anybody a favor. So I agree. But so like yes he is. Skybite is 100% in a Transformers television show. He is too. He is in Transformers 2000's RID. So the Quintessons are going to be a real threat now, though. Exactly. That's my point. That's another good thing, though. That's another thing I did like about the movie is that it gave them all a commonality. It gave them a common enemy without it being the Decepticons. The Decepticons and the Autobots are now factions, so now they're fighting against each other, and or I can see this being the case where the Quintessons end up like if this was to be Transformers, I'm gonna just say Transformers 2. I don't think that's the actual title. I highly doubt they're gonna do a second one because of how poorly they marketed the first one. But if they were to do a second one, the plot would have to be the Decepticons and the Autobots teaming up to fight the Quintessons. It would have to be that. Because then it would have to lead into a television show which explains more and more how their fights continued, progressed, the battles and the fights and the little stories and the bits and bops and what happens, and then it eventually ends on Earth. That's exactly how it's going to end up if there's going to be a 2 and 3. However, I highly doubt there's going to be a 2 and 3 because, like I said, they marketed the first one extremely, extremely badly. So, but we'll have to see in the future. If Transformers 1 doesn't get a sequel, I'm going to the Hasbro offices to protest. You go right ahead there, Marvelous Ball. I'm going to tell you right now, this movie was quite possibly the biggest PR disaster that Hasbro has ever done. Okay? And the reason I'm saying this is it's not that it is a bad movie, okay? The movie is wonderful. I 100% recommend you go watch it. Personally, I find it slightly frustrating they changed the narrative from Optimus Prime and Megatron's friendship. However, the narrative works. And the way that they've made the movie, it worked. But I don't see them doing another one because the way they marketed the first movie was, hey, let's release a trailer like 4.5 to 5, 6, almost 7 months before the movie is actually supposed to be out. We all talked about this in another stream, but the person that was in charge of the promotion was off their rocker. Yeah, they were. They had to have been because I swear that person took. Okay, and this is just a joke. I do not condone this, and if you are a person who is going through this, I highly recommend you seek help. But they had to have been doing some pretty hard drugs in order for them to release a trailer and then forget to promote the movie all the way up until a month before release. Like, seriously, you can literally go and fact check me on this one. This one I believe I'm correct on. And if I am not, please tell me right now. But the point is that Transformers 1 had one trailer and it was good, and then all of a sudden we never got any more news. We got a trailer and then we got nothing. All we got was maybe a few promotional images for toys and that was it. A few. Like we're talking maybe four total. 4 total images for Transformers 1 toys. And then a month before everything is supposed to go live, we're supposed to have this brand new Transformers movie, supposed to give Chris Hemsworth his first animated movie career. That whole thing, they squandered it. Because then they started releasing clips. I think they released 2 clips. They released, I think it was the intro clip, and it released the, what is the evilest Transformer ever? That would be Megatronus Prime. He killed his girlfriend just so he could have control over everything. Actually, that sounds like a good lot of criminals these days. But point being, that would be Megatronus Prime. And he's getting a figure next year in the Age of the Primes toy line, so I'm very excited about that. But anyways, so you had like they squandered that. It was literally a month. Probably Tarn or Megatronus. No, Megatronus Prime for sure. Megatronus Prime was definitely the evilest for sure. He and Solus Prime had a relationship, and actually, there's a Machinima series that I highly recommend you guys go watch. It would be the Titans Return, Power of the Primes, and the Combiner Wars series all together, because the whole storyline is connected. I highly recommend you guys go watch that. It is amazing. Peter Cullen reprises his role as Optimus Prime. Judd Nelson reprises his role as Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime. We also had, who else came back? We had Mark Hamill voicing Megatronus Prime. Like, seriously, Also, Will Wheaton, kid from Star Trek, he plays Perceptor. Best role for him ever. I think he nailed the role of Perceptor. We also had Ron Perlman, his first time playing him. Skybite was evil, but he was more like a cartoony evil. He was kind of like a Skeletor evil. Like, yes, I'm going to kill you, He-Man. That whole thing. That was his kind of deal, was I'm going to kill you, Optimus Prime. I'm going to kill you now. That whole thing. But obviously not in that cartoony type voice. But he was kind of like Skeletor, if I had to really give a definition of what a cartoony evil would be. So, cartoon evil equals Skeletor, and like weirdly like and Looney Tunes kind of cartoon evil. So, yeah. Is there any water characters? There are several water characters. If you go and you watch the show Transformers Beast Wars, there's actually several Transformers that actually turn into aquatic animals. Like for example, we had Depth Charge, which turned into a manta ray. I thought that was pretty stinking cool. We also had Rampage turned into some form of a lobster. That was really weird, but he was pretty cool. So, I mean, there were loads of characters that did stuff like that, and they also like don't take note. The Beast Wars toy line was stacked with characters because all they needed to do was fold, 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 fold. Oh, there's the robot, and then fold back into shell of whatever. It was like maybe four or five things. What do you think about the Beast Wars 2 and Neo? You know what's funny is this is the first time I've actually been asked that question, and I gotta be honest with you. I love it. I fucking love it. It's amazing. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that the next commander class that's gonna be after after the Superion skeleton with Silverbolt, I think the next one is actually gonna be what is it? What's the Mammoth Prime or Elephant Convoy or whatever it is? I personally haven't watched it either, but I'd like to watch them sometime. You can watch them for free on YouTube with subtitles. They actually have them, so they really should do a big con. Yeah, I agree. They should do a big convoy. You can seriously, but you seriously though, you can watch Beast Wars 2 and Beast Wars Neo and also Transformers Victory on YouTube for free. Seriously, you can watch them. Are certain Transformers hard to find? Yes, they are. There are loads that are extremely hard to find. One that is a notorious. Well, actually, let me just go grab a couple of ones that are really. Actually, I'll just show you. I'll just show you. I will show you. I promise you. I will show you. So we're gonna leave the table here for now, and we're gonna go to a different part of my house. This is the cat's area and a spot where I used to live. So, I'm going to go there. And, oh, there's the kitty. Say hello to Kitty. There he is. And we were watching SpongeBob in here. So, there's that. But, here is all of the stuff here. I'm going to tell you right now, this collection right here is a bitch and a half to find all of them. Especially this dude. Right now, you cannot find this dude for less than $230. Okay? You can't find him for less than $230. So, yeah. Not to mention, this guy is also now starting to become hard to find. I can't find him for anything under $100. And the rest of these are pretty somewhat easy to find. He should be pretty easy to get a hold of. And Swoop should also be decently easy to get a hold of. Snarl should be okay to get a hold of. But yeah, so there is one character that is very hard to obtain. I'm sorry, but here's my Decepticon Studio Series cabinet, and here's my Autobot Studio Series cabinet. But here is the bottom of my Studio Series cabinet. That Devastator is you know what to find. And I wasn't lying. I did say I had all the records right here. So yeah, we have them all right there. So there's all of them right there. Hi, kitty. Hi. So, but yeah. So there's all of that. And also not to mention the crossovers. Some of the crossovers are difficult to get a hold of. So don't forget about that. So there's loads of that. So, and not to mention, we also have the shelf of wonder here that is going to be getting all of the stuff put back on it. This guy's a pain in the butt to get a hold of as well. So, I would highly recommend if you can get a hold of him, get a hold of him and keep him. He is also a smidge hard to get, and he's also getting a re-release. So, the Velocitron Speedia 500 one is also a little bit difficult to get a hold of as well. So, and there's my Titans Return Alpha Trion that I was talking about earlier. And there's my Titans Return blur. So, yeah. Now, we are going to pan over to certain things, and then we are going to exit the room here. And we're going to go back to the table, and we're going to end the stream here very soon. So, yeah, the microns are okay, but I just think they're a little tiny for what they're supposed to be. So, there we go. So, yeah. There are loads of figures that are a pain in the butt to get a hold of. This guy currently holds the reigning championship in pain in the butt, at least for certain people. So, yeah. That being said, we are going to end this live stream here at 1 hour and 15 minutes. Y'all have a good rest of your Sunday, and don't forget to finish up your Christmas shopping. It is a week before Christmas. You got a week, guys. You got a week. So I do have Scourge. I do have both versions of Scourge. Are you getting the newly released Missing Link Bumblebee and Cliffjumper? No, I am not. And I did not have... That was not the Missing Link Optimus Prime. That was the Legacy United version. So, but we'll end this live stream this evening because everybody needs to get a good rest of their nights for a good night's sleep for tomorrow because we all have a week before Christmas, folks. Come on, get excited. What is up, Corey Tucker? Thomas, you are ending the stream. Yes, I am ending the stream. I am ending the stream. It's been a good stream, but I do have to end the stream. However, you did make it, so I am going to shout you out there, Corey Tucker, and don't forget to be on the lookout for the next 2 videos because I definitely shouted you out on the other ones as well. So please stay tuned for all certain videos. Hi, Katie. Yes, you can stay around for the end. But anyways, don't forget to subscribe for more content. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Do not forget to check out all of the playlists that I have on my YouTube channel, where you can find you can find videos for all of these. There's 2 of them coming soon, and there's 1 that's coming out tomorrow. So please be on the lookout for that as well. Do not forget to subscribe to Ryan Fisher Productions, Solid Snake, Devin Poon, Big Fan Transformers. Do not forget to also subscribe to Marvelous Ball. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Skibbity Jacket. He showed up as well. And also, don't forget to subscribe to Gabriel Gamer as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Corey Tucker. And that being said, you guys also don't forget to subscribe to Riveted Rail Fan, Jordy's Rail Videos, Riveted Reviews, Patrick with the Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, Take Along Productions, The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, Lemon Lime Productions, as he is also another one of our regulars on the lives, and Kitten Cat 999. Don't forget to check them out as well. And do not forget to check out New York Toy Hunter, as they've all done some amazing work in the past, have helped me out in the futures and previous pasts as well. So please don't forget to check them out. And this is Thomas Fan 01 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. And it is okay. Corey Tucker is okay. It's okay. You'll be all right, man. It's okay. There's going to be more streams coming soon, so please don't forget. Anyways, have a good rest of your night, and don't forget to keep playing with your toys.